For the next 7 days, I'm gonna wear both the Oura 4 and Ultrahuman Air smart rings. My goal is to find out if one is better than the other, or if they both suck. Ew, stinky. No! I missed my sleep window. We had an interesting ring predicament. Ultrahuman Air dropped down to 10%. Now, before we even get to day one, let's start with an essential step in the smart ring process. The sizing kit. I ordered the sizing kit for both brands, and I highly encourage you to do the same and save yourself the headache of having to return your ring. As we go deeper into this experiment, you'll see I kind of goofed up this step, but I'll save the juicy bits for later. All you need to know is get the sizing kit and choose a size that fits snugly when your finger is extended. You want some resistance on the knuckle since this is designed for fitness. Ladies and gentlemen, the day has arrived. Both, ow! That was a very big box for such a tiny box. Oh. This is the Oura 4. It's incredibly lightweight. The silver looks pretty good, and I like that there's not any indentations inside the ring itself. Whoa, okay. They're just like, bam, look at this. So the Ultrahuman does have a slight indentation at the bottom, as you can see. So we'll see if that's an issue over this week. Both chargers are nice. They have slip resistance and make it pretty easy to see where you place the rings on them. For the design of the rings themselves, the Oura makes it a bit easier to see where it's supposed to lay on your finger. This little mark faces the bottom side of your hand. The Ultrahuman has no markings, which honestly looks better, but I find myself slipping the ring off to see where the sensor is, and then I make sure the sensor is on the bottom of my finger. It is now time for the ring ceremony. There can only be one ring to rule them all. Wow, that was epic, but actually I have to take the rings off and charge them up before activation. So I downloaded the app for each device and signed up. Now, one major detail to note is that Oura requires a paid subscription to their platform after giving you the initial month for free. And yes, you have to type in your card info. Ew, stinky. Don't make me do this. The Ultrahuman, however, requires no paid subscription, and both rings cost the exact same amount. So in theory, the Oura 4 should offer much more. We'll see. Whoa. Well, I got both rings up and running right now. The Oura ring took quite a bit longer to get set up, but I feel more confident in the setup of this ring. It was more in depth, asked me more questions. This one, it was just like log in with Google, here you go. I know they're both charged up. I think we're good to go. And I guess to start this experiment off the right way, I'm gonna do a HIIT workout. First workout with the rings was a success. Question mark? And I want to be as active as possible these next 7 days to get as much data into these rings as possible. So we'll see what happens. We just completed our first night of sleep with the Ultrahuman and the Oura 4. It says my sleep length was optimal to give my body time to heal and repair. I slept for about 7 hours. You just farted on my leg. Oh, this is interesting. Delay caffeine to let residual adenosine clear for an hour? No! I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I wanna be an Ultrahuman. Now let's check the Oura. It says my readiness score is 81. Honestly, I love how clean the Oura's interface is, but I love the information that I got from Ultrahuman more so far. It's like the stress level, the caffeine thing, even though it peeves me off. It just feels more in depth so far. Kind of a fun little snapshot to start our day. Let's go. Now this is why I mentioned the sizing kit. You can't make this stuff up. I was changing Levi's diaper, walked away, and Lauren said, I think there's something in his pants. It's my freaking Ultrahuman ring. It came off my finger and I didn't even notice. Hey, that's my ring. After retrieving the ring from Mount Poop, I decided to take a little nap after a very peaceful breathwork session through the Ultrahuman app. Well, I just took a nap for research purposes. It's not because I'm lazy, and I want to see if my ring's picked up on it. All right, I don't see anything. Let's try Ultrahuman. We detected a nap. That's crazy. I don't like to take a lot of naps. I usually feel guilty for doing it, but I did wake up to this. Now the Ultrahuman app is telling me that I have low UV exposure, so it's time to go get some good sunshine. Oh yeah. It's so snowy here, but still feels great to get outside with the pups. I'm curious what these things are gonna feel like lifting weights or playing basketball, because they're a little bulky. They're easy to like clank together, but I mean, if I just had one on, it wouldn't be as bad. Yeah, it's not as bad. There's some basketball games on tonight, so I'm gonna have an unhealthy snack and enjoy my night. Don't judge. How's that a foul? Yes, that guy is handsome, but he's not good. That was a good game. I missed my sleep window. It is really late. My rings are gonna be ticked off. We gotta start our day. So while I was sleeping last night, we had an interesting ring predicament. Around 3 a.m., my Ultrahuman ring slipped off my finger, but the Ultrahuman app does have a Find My Ring feature that seems to work kind of okay. It can somewhat lead you toward your ring's general vicinity. So something I wanted to look into really quick today is the offerings that each of these app platforms have for different fitness things like workouts or breath work, things like that. So let's start with Oura. So you have the Oura homepage, but if you click on these three little lines, then you can go down to explore, and then this is where they have some different options. So they have some meditations here, but they also have breathing exercises here, sleeping things. So in the Ultrahuman app, it's a little different. On the very bottom dashboard, you click on Discover, and this is where you can find different things to try out. Education, just like Oura. Oh, then they have like a full-blown workout section too. Weight loss stuff, yoga, core, posture, HIIT training, and strength training. They also have meditations here. Very nice graphics, whoever made that.
Good job.
Music tracks. But it does seem like Ultrahuman has a bit more to offer simply because of the fact that they offer workouts built into their app and it doesn't cost anything. So we're gonna try one of their workouts and see if it's any good.
He's so handsome though.
I'm gonna look like this in like a week.
Jesus, take the wheel, please.
All right, great job.
Well, that was definitely not easy. I'm glad I chose something that was kind of within what I've been training recently, just HIIT workouts and stuff like that. It is cool though, I barely even noticed that the rings were on while I was doing this workout. I was just focused on the pain and the handsome man that was leading me to victory. But so far I'm realizing this is a lot more of a passive experience, which I prefer over something like an Apple Watch, where it feels like I'm just tracking everything and I'm not getting that much feedback. With this, it feels like I don't do as much of the tracking and I get way more feedback, which is much appreciated. So far as a fitness device, I'm really enjoying both of these. Day 4 is pretty chill. I'm going to Uncle Joe's house and I found out he has a baby elliptical. So yeah, I shredded it. I'm trying to make this dad booty pop, baby.
Getting worked out? Getting absolutely freaking wrecked right now. I think it actually is incredible.
So all day today, since the moment I woke up, I've been wearing both rings obviously, but also my Apple Watch Ultra 2 because I want to see a step count comparison of all three at the end of the day. All right, we're gonna start with the Ultrahuman. So the Ultrahuman says that I've taken 3,918 steps today. Now let's look at the Oura 4. This says I've taken 8,860 steps. Now let's see what the Apple Watch says. 5,561 steps today. That's so interesting. And at the end of tomorrow, we'll see if the results are any different with the rings being on the opposite finger. But I had a much more important test. So I grabbed a snack.
Ew.
Seriously quit judging. Onions are delicious.
I'm gonna go play some games with the boys.
For real though, tonight I'm gonna drink some delicious bourbon. Brothers Bond, please sponsor me. I'll literally get your logo tattooed on me. Anyway, I think we all get that alcohol isn't great for our bodies and can definitely hurt our sleep patterns. But tonight I'm practicing moderation, playing some games with the boys, and tomorrow we'll see what the ring data tells us. All right, we're gonna charge up the rings right now because the Ultrahuman Air dropped down to 10% and the Oura 4 is at 31%. So once these are charged up, we're gonna go play some basketball. Until then, let's look at the data from last night to see if having a few drinks affected my sleep and health. You got less than ideal sleep volume. This data is just so much deeper than what the Apple Watch system offers right now. Now let's try the Oura, see if they recognize anything. I've noticed the updating on the Oura takes a little bit longer. Time in bed, 746, total sleep 717. It says on Ultrahuman that I only got 615. That's an hour difference. That's very interesting. But I do feel like the Ultrahuman was a little bit more aware that something was slightly off, and I'm sure that was because I had a little bit of alcohol last night. But one thing about Ultrahuman's app has been absolutely peeving me off. I know, I don't like to swear usually, but
listen to this.
when I scroll down, it says that my cardio age is 35. I just turned 31.
I'm pissed.
Remember, I'm keeping the rings on the opposite finger today to see a step count at the end of the day, again, compared to the Ultra 2. This is not ideal driving weather, but we do it for the Vine all the time. Right away, I noticed that I could feel both rings while I was dribbling and shooting around. Maybe it's something I could get used to, but part of me just wanted to take them off. But I kept them on for you guys, and I also tracked the workout with my watch as a backup. It felt so good to be back on an actual court, practicing, playing. Having the rings on was pretty uncomfortable. It definitely was annoying at times. It would rub against it because they're pretty thick. Okay, total steps. So Ultrahuman says that I took 5,666 steps today. Oura, 9,604. So it's still almost double, even being on the opposite hand. I'm non-dominant. My Apple Watch says I took 8,193 today. I don't know what to make of the step counts being so different between devices, but today we're making my studio look way better.
Let's cut wood. Let's do this.
Wow, this actually looks buttery. Ooh, guys, do you have any studio name ideas? Since the last 2 days fell on the weekend, it was pretty chill, but I did want to lift some weights for this project. I went to my new gym, warmed up with some more basketball, and guess what? The Ultrahuman flew off my finger yet again. I really should have chosen more snug sizes for both rings, honestly. This is my mistake, please learn from it. For weightlifting, I wasn't bothered by the rings at all. Since most of the pressure hits my palms, the rings were kind of just vibing out and tracking my data. Well, it's been 7 long days with both of these rings, wearing them the entire week, and after all of these experiments, I would hands down choose just one ring. And that's the Ultrahuman Air. Here's why I would choose it over the Oura 4. First of all, the most obvious is the free subscription. Once you buy the Ultrahuman, you get their platform and you don't have to ever pay a monthly fee. That's amazing. But even though it's a free platform, I think it's better overall value. You get things like the caffeine window that helps you get better sleep. You get access to their free workouts, which are actually pretty good. And yes, the Ultrahuman did fly off my finger multiple times, but I think that was genuinely my mistake with the sizing kit. I should have made sure to have more resistance on my knuckle. Because honestly, the Oura was pretty slippery as well, it just didn't happen to fall off. And I actually like how the Ultrahuman looks more than the Oura as well. The Oura has that white notch on the bottom of the ring where the sensor is, which does make it easier to see where it should be kept on your finger, but I like the simple, clean, minimal look of the Ultrahuman. The Oura 4 is still nice, I wouldn't call it a bad device, and the app looks beautiful, it seems well designed, but to me the data seems kind of inconsistent or just straight up exaggerated at times. Like for step counts and sleep, I would rather have those numbers be conservative than inflated, so I can actually get a decent gauge on what I'm doing. And the Ultrahuman also picked up on things like naps and outdoor time when the Oura just doesn't. At the end of the day, I look for devices that improve my quality of life so that I can be the best version of myself for my loved ones. Maybe smart rings are the answer. There's no vibrating notifications, no screen distractions, and sometimes there's no ring on my finger because it flew off. Drop a comment on ideas that I should try for another video, and I'll see you guys very soon. All right, God bless you. Bye.